We flip the inequality only when we multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. Now, I know I write really big, so to me this looks like a whole paragraph. Some of you that write smaller, you probably fit that into like 1 or 2 lines. It's really only 1 sentence, but since I write big, it looks like a lot. So I'm going to highlight. So if you want to take out your highlighter, there's a couple in each bin. Remember, highlighters are one color all the way across. Any color is fine. We're going to use that same highlighter as we work today. All right, let's highlight our important parts here. What parts of this rule are important to us? Flip. Good. What does it mean to flip? If it's greater than, it would flip to less than. Less than flips to greater than. Wonderful. All right, so we're going to flip the inequality. That's a big word. What else is important? Only. Multiply and divide both sides. I'm actually going to highlight both sides here. By a negative. I'm going to not highlight the multiply and divide part just because then it'll look like we highlighted the whole thing. I don't know. That part we'll kind of figure out as we go. So just use one color. I'd keep that highlighter out. I'm going to use it as we work. To help you remember this, Miss Morell, way back when, she used to be called Miss Genru, and was energetic and could spend the whole weekend making a music video. It's made a music video for you. So we're going to watch this. That used to be my name. This is me. And yes, I used to be skinny. Someone told me that. Here, doing.
That's you?
That's me.
Inequalities cannot lie. You masters can't deny. When a number walks in with a negative sign and you've got to divide, you get flipped. I pull out a paper. I know you want to start. Deep in the inequality and solving. Multiply by inequality. Bingo, baby. Oh, I put that negative sign on this guy. I hope I try to warn me to flip that inequality. Multiply and divide. Both sides on either side. Keep everything true. You know what you gotta do. You get flipped.
How good is that? So good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. I was so just talented. Raw talent right there. All right, guess how many times more are we going to watch that today? So many.
Do you got?
That's how I get 24,000 views, is by making you all watch it so many times. Just kidding. All right, here we go. First one, we're going to do examples. We have 4 examples today. Number 1. It's cited on like math teaching websites. Like somebody like wrote a teaching website and was like, check out this video. I didn't do it myself, that one. Pretty big deal. Alright, number 1. Here we go. We have 3x plus 10 is less than or equal to negative 5. Alright, so to start this, we're going to do this just like how we do equations. So we're thinking about what is with the x. So what's on the same side as the x? What numbers do we have? 3 and 10. Okay, Blake, All right, so 3 and a 10. Which one are we going to undo first? 10. Good. What do we call that number with no coefficient, no variable?
Coefficient.
No, I was going to say coefficient. What's the other number? Constant. Good. Constant. I got too excited and gave you the wrong answer. All right, so we do minus 10 both sides. What am I left with on the left side? 3x. Did we multiply or divide? Not yet, so we don't need to think about flipping. We keep it this symbol.
15.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
Be negative. 15 is right, we add, but it's like 5 negatives and 10 negatives. You got it. All right, now again, our goal is to get x by itself. Good, divide by 3. So we see we're multiplying or dividing, so in our head we have to have that siren. Woo!
What the hell is that?
It's the siren. We have to ask ourselves, are we going to flip that inequality? When you multiply or divide both sides by a negative sign, you know what you got to do. You get flipped. Am I dividing both sides by a negative? No. So do I flip? No. False alarm. So x is less than or equal to what's negative 15 divided by 3? Good, negative 5. All right, let's practice graphing that because we don't have a big practice before our quiz, so any kind of practice we can get before our quiz will be good. What do we call this line with numbers on it? Oh, whoa. Good job. Number line. How many tick marks do we like on our number line? 5, but you have to have at least 2. We start with that boundary. Boundary is where something begins or something ends. What number is our boundary in this one? Negative 5. All right, negatives, we have to be really careful how we count. Because as I count to the right, it's like I'm counting up. So what would be up from negative 5? Negative 4. If it was negative 5 degrees out and I said the temperature is going to go up, would it go up to negative 4 or up to negative 6? Negative 4. It gets warmer. Good. So negative 3. And as we count left, we would do? Wonderful. Miss Lukens, when you do your number lines, do you fill out the right first or the left? I always go right first.
I find where 0 is.
We don't need 0 on every number line. You're silly. All right. Open or closed? Closed. Why closed? Good. It has the underline, and underline means equal. So closed. Now again with negatives, you have to be really careful with this. I want numbers less than negative 5. So is less going to be more negative, or is less more positive? More negative. Amazing. You guys are making me look real good in front of Miss Lukens. Just kidding. She probably taught you to this in 7th grade, so you're making herself look really good to herself. All right, number 2. They are doing so good. We have 18 is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 6. All right, if you feel comfortable, if you're like, oh yeah, this is like my 2-step equation, I feel good, you want to work ahead, go ahead and work ahead. Just double check that time where you have to go, woo! That's a flip. Meh, 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 meh. Woo, woo. No? All right. So to get x by itself, what is with the x this time? Negative 3 and 6. Good. Which one do we undo first? 6. Good. Undo plus 6?
Yeah.
Minus 6. Amazing. So easy. 18 minus 6? 12. Don't need to worry about the flip yet because we know multiplying or dividing. Good, divide by -3. As soon as I see dividing, I need that siren to go off in my head. You ready?
You flip, right?
Should I flip this time?
Yes.
Why?
Because negative.
What is negative? The 3. Good. I'm going to grab that highlighter we used before. Highlight that we did a divide by -3. Divide by -3. You guys don't like my siren, do you? I'll come up with a new one next time.
Why do we do that?
All right. What is, because with that x is a -3, and it's multiply. So to undo a multiply, we divide, and we always divide by the same number. All right, so now when I flip, before I even think about the answer, I'm going to go from a less than to a greater than. 12 divided by -3. -4. X.
Oh, you just flipped the thing?
Yeah, so that's what it means by flip, is we're just sort of flipping it from a less than to a greater than, the inequality. All right, go ahead and make your number line. This one's really similar to the one next door with the negatives. So if you're getting a little confused, remember -4 is our boundary, goes in the middle. To the right is going to be -3, and then, good. And to the left? Good, -5, -6. All right, this one's a little tricky because our x is actually on the other side. So some of you have learned like tricks or ways to know which side to shade. So this one you have to really think deeply about and imagine what it would look like. So first off, open or closed? Closed, good. All right, now I need -4 to be greater than the numbers I shade in. So is -4 greater than -3 and -2? Or is -4 greater than -5 and -6? Good. So which way should I shade? Towards the -3 and -2 or -5 and -6? Good. We shade towards the ones that works. So to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box to the left. No? No Beyonce? We don't respect the queen in here? All right, number 3. We have 2 more. You guys are crushing this. All right, this time we have -2 times the quantity of 4x plus 2 What is happening over there? You guys just became best friends today. Is less than -12. Doing a lot of less than signs. We'll switch it up next time, I guess. Alright, so as we solve this, what's different about this one compared to the other ones? The parentheses, good. And Fatima just did an amazing job. Fatima, how do we get rid of those parentheses? Do you remember? How do we get rid of those parentheses? You just did it during Eagle time. Yeah, you. Amazing, distribute.
I just said.
I know, but I was asking her specifically. Pew! Pew! I just was really excited because she remembered it from like forever ago and she was crushing it. But all of you are crushing it, so I just should be happy. All right, if you need to write it in, you can write in that multiplying real quick. We would do -2 times what? 4x and -2 times 2. A lot of you are skipping over that step because I already watched you write and you already wrote the next part. That's okay. All right, -2 times 4. -8x. -2 times 2. -4. we could write it as a plus negative 4 or minus 4, is less than negative 12. Even though I multiplied by negative, why didn't I flip my sign?
Because you didn't do it both.
Good. Both sides. Good. I only did it on one side. All right, so if I get x by itself, good, plus 4. So negative 12 plus 4. Remember when they're opposite like that, we have a negative and positive, we can think subtract. What's 12 minus 4? 8. And do we have more positives or more negatives? Negative. So negative 8. All right, last step here, how do we get rid of that negative 8? Good, divide by negative 8. As soon as I know I'm dividing, guess what goes off in my head? A siren! But I switched it up to a that was actually ridiculously impressive. I was going to switch it to like a burglar alarm and like do like dogs, like woo, 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 woo. All right. So, should we flip?
Got your water?
Oh, it's okay. That was better. You guys are much better at dog noises than I am. Alright. So we flip, and we get x is... Good. X is greater than 1. You guys are so silly. Alright, so on our graph, which is a number line, what is our boundary this time? 1. This is a bad number line. I didn't do my tick marks evenly. Just pretend. And what goes to the right of 1? 2. And then 3. We're just in the middle of the notes right now. We're almost done. To the left of 1.
0. Who is Mary?
Open or closed? Open, good, because no equal to. And I want numbers greater than 1. So are the numbers greater than 1 to the right or to the left? To the right. Now kick, now walk it by yourself. Cupid shuffle. No?
No.
You guys are lame. To the right, to the right, to the right. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick, now walk it by yourself. Walk it by yourself. Nope. That was good. I'm a good dancer, man. Alright, last one, number 4. Switching it up here. N minus 5 is greater than 9 plus 3n. What? Alright, what is up with this one? There's 2 ends, and where are those ends located? Opposite sides. So we need to get them on the same side. But as we work on this, one thing, we can do it either way. But if we want to avoid flipping, what number do we want with with our variable? A positive. So
Only flip if it's a negative?
only flip when it's a negative that we're dividing. So if I want to get a positive with the n, would I want to do a minus 3n or would I want to do a minus n?
Minus n.
Good, minus n. Because that's going to give us that positive. You can do it the other way, but then eventually you'll know you'll have to flip.
Why is it not green?
Alright, so now this negative 5 drops down. Is greater than 9. And then what's 3 n's minus n? Good, because what's with that n secretly? Oh, 1. So 3 minus 1? 2. And now as we look ahead, those of you that are kind of getting used to it, with that n we have a positive. So eventually when I divide, will I have to flip? No. We only flip that if with that x or with the y or the n is a negative. So now with the n, do we undo the 2 or the 9? 9. Negative 14 is greater than 2n. Oh, and as soon as we see divide, what do we have to do? Decide, ask ourselves, are we going to flip? No. No. That's so sad.
Is it though?
No, not really. It's just a different math problem. Is math sad?
Never. Yes.
If it makes you cry. All right, what's negative 14 divided by 2? (14) divided by 2? 7. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. All right, careful with your negatives here. What's to the right of the negatives? Good. Negative 6, negative 5. And to the left? Good. This one's tricky again because it's backwards. You sure? You sure? Like how sure? 100%. Whoa. That's insane. All right, open or close? Open. And I need negative 7 to be bigger than the numbers I shade in. It needs to be greater than those numbers. So which direction is negative 7 going to be bigger than? And when we go left, we can think of Queen Bey. To left, everything you own and about to left.
Oh, no.
That's disrespectful.
No, for real.
Rude. I think I'm a decent singer.
Oh, okay.